I got a bag of mozzarella. Cheese for everyone. All right. Really stoked that backpack. I never found a backpack the first time I played, or the second time. Will I play the Witcher 3 DLC? Possibly. Can't know until it becomes a confirmed thing and not a rumor. And it's going to depend on where it gets stashed in the schedule. I'm far more interested in Witcher 4 than I am in Witcher 3. So I've already played Witcher 3 multiple times. I've already gotten my canon ending that I wanted. I don't need any more Witcher 3. If they provide us with more Witcher 3, I would. It also depends on where it happens, because a lot of the times they'll push out, if it's a mid-story DLC where you have to have a character that's like in the middle or at a certain point. I often have a hard time doing those types of DLCs because I might not have a save file, like we just did with Tainted Grail, right? Like I had to start a brand new save file, which I was okay doing because it fit into the schedule, but I had to play about 15 hours of the game before I was able to get to the DLC. Hang on, Chris just got home. Let me go say hi to her. They took 3 tubes of they drained 3 tubes of her blood, and she's like, that was not fun. But she is home now, so she's gonna eat some food and lay down and recover after having a bunch of blood drawn. Hang on a second, guys. I gotta add something to the calendar. What time on Thursday? And 9 a.m. So, a las 9 vas, man. Después de las 9. Ok. Esta web es de 29. Ok. Okay. Yo lo dejé café. No, me imagino que no. Pero si estás en casa voy a subir mi volumen aquí. Okay. Now I got turned around. I think I came in from here. So I think... Yeah, I think we're going this way? Wait, did I miss something right here? Lavender. No. No. Jesus, this place is confusing the hell out of me. Alright, this is where I came in, because my clairvoyance spell. I always forget they blow up, man. Oh shit, there's another base. Oh, I got a keep key. I did not mean to take that. Jazzbay grapes. Tomato. Thanks, Bob Fries. Appreciate it. Many do. See, how is it that I didn't find these? You know what? I think these backpacks must be part of the Anniversary Edition content that I didn't download the first 2 times I played, because I didn't realize I needed to download these to add them to the game. These have got to be, because suddenly I'm finding these backpacks for the first time ever. Hell yes, I'm taking the mage backpack and equipping it immediately. God, there's all these different ones too. They're so cool. Yeah, mage backpack. Hell yeah. I'm carrying too much to be able to run. What? We're gonna have to drop some stuff. What am I carrying that weighs so much? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm 362. We're good. We're good. But I am getting close to the cap because I forgot to drop off to my house before we came and ran this dungeon. Have I always spoken Spanish since you've met? No, I only spoke English when we met. And like high school level Spanish. And she had high school level English. So I took it upon myself since I was... Oh, what is this? Say... to learn the language. Sweet. Okay. Oop, there's some cheese. Give me that cheese. It's wedged behind there. Baked taters. sí, pero si tú necesitas comerlo por... Ok, so una por favor, sí. Speaking of food, she's heating up the 2 tamales that we bought last night. She's gonna have one and I'm gonna have the other. Oh. Somewhere in here. It's the sweet spot. Bubbling says backpacks are definitely core anniversary edition content. Nice. Besides immersion, what methods did I use to learn Spanish? None. It was literally just immersion. So when I moved to Cancun, I chose to willingly live in town and not in the hotel zone. So if you go live in the hotel zone where all the tourists live, everybody speaks English. Everybody. So every supermarket you go to, every store that you go to, every mall, plaza, every restaurant, everybody will speak English because you're in the tourist zone. So I went and lived in town and moved. Literally, I learned probably 80% of my Spanish at the lavanderias, which is where you drop off your laundry, and I would just sit there and chat with the little old ladies for like an hour, hour and a half, and I would just ask questions. I think the only thing that I could give anybody for trying to learn a language for the first time is there's one simple thing is learn how to say, what is that? That's your number one. What is that? And you ask that. What is that? And how do you say that? Those two things. What is that? Because you know what? What does a child do? Mama, dada. Fingernail clippers. Corta uñas. You know? Lentes. Glasses. And the other thing that helped me was how much is it? But that was different because, you know, you're living in an environment. So go to the supermarket. What is that? It's a tomato. How much is it? It's 10 pesos. Es un tomate. Es 10 pesos. Looking at a menu. What is that? ¿Qué es esto? Oh. Es una tortilla con huevo y champiñones. ¿Cuánto es? Thank you. And these are homemade tamales from a lady who comes around a couple times a week. We've shown these off before. I don't know that I've ever showed the unwrapping. That's a little more tricky to do with one hand. But here, let me stand up. Do it this way. Because this is wrapped in banana leaf. And this is... Gracias. This is a... I'm not going to be able to show that. That right there is a chaya. Tamale de chaya. Chaya is a local plant that grows in this area. We call it tree spinach. Son pollo or puerco? These have pork. Pork and chaya. She also does chicken ones sometimes. Right, needing to eat is a strong motivation to learn any language, correct. But immersion is the best way. Because you're not allowed to, you can't use English, you can't use your native language. So whatever your native language is, you have to put yourself in an environment where you're not allowed to use the native language. And if you're not allowed to use the native language, you're required, you either want to eat and survive. I remember my first apartment. I had used Google Translate. It was like the earliest form of Google Translate. It wasn't very good, but like the landlady didn't speak that much English. And I ended up she was awesome. Like, we ended up staying with her, and I rented like 4 different buildings from her, including when we were running our workshops. We were bringing all these people into the country, and we would rent these houses from her because we could put, 6 people in a house for the duration of the workshops. She was awesome. Like, her and her husband, she ended up getting divorced while we were there, but for the whole 8 years I was there, we only rented from her. Um, and it was funny because when we had finished up, she was like, "It's so crazy to have," like, because she even commented on when I first met her, I didn't speak any Spanish, and by the time I had left, I had become kind of a local celebrity in Cancun, doing all these social media presentations and everything, and doing workshops and getting invited by all the hotels and stuff. And I was on the front page of the newspaper because the city invited me to do a talk on social media marketing and stuff. And she's like, "It's so crazy to have seen you go from not speaking any Spanish to suddenly you're on the front page of the paper." And I was like, well, I had motivation to learn. Finding a significant other that you want to spend the rest of your life with will do that to you. Alex said they just added gamepad rebinding to Arc Raiders. Man, that tamale is hot. Yeah, anybody who's raised in a dual language household is immediately winning at life in terms of people who only speak one language. You have double the job opportunities, double the cultural understanding. For the win. What is up, Inky Z? I may have already said that this morning. Good morning. But yeah, I don't think there's any tips other than just remove the ability to speak your native language out of the equation. You will learn very fast. Yeah, the most interesting thing for me when I started traveling the world full time was finding out, and I didn't know this because I was an ignorant American until I started traveling the world. And once I started going to non-English speaking countries, I went, holy shit, every single kid I meet, every single person I meet, everybody speaks 2, 3 languages, especially when you get into like Eastern Europe, because a lot of the Eastern European countries will have been underneath at some point they were underneath the old Eastern Bloc, right? So everybody over 40 speaks Russian. So everybody under 40 also speaks Russian because they grew up in a Russian speaking household, but they also speak the native language of the country they were in: Slovakia, Romania, Bulgaria, Macedonia. And then they also speak English because they went to school and had to learn English as a second language. So they usually, anybody who's under 40 who grew up in a previous Eastern Bloc nation generally speaks 3 languages. because that's just the cultural environment that they had. And many European nations, most Latin American countries, everybody learns at least two, because there's the native language that you learned when you were growing up, and everybody who goes to school also learns English. And then, yeah, a lot of people from like Germany, Austria, they'll speak German, English, and maybe French. You know, if you're in Catalonia, if you're from Spain, you're going to speak Spanish, Catalan, and English. You might even speak some French if you grew up in the Pyrenees along the border of France, right? It just depends on where you grew up.
So you're the one who barged into my home and laid waste to my projects. How nice to meet you.
I'm here for the books.
So you're just one of Arin's lackeys. That's disappointing. You show real promise. You come here, kill my assistants, disrupt my work.
Yep, that's most countries around the world, Splash.
Me, so
the only country that is arrogant enough not to start teaching people a second language at birth, or the first time they go to school, is the US. Yeah. Even here, like preschool, they're already starting to teach you English, and then when you get into first grade, you start learning optional other languages if you want to learn something other than English. Can I please have the books? I'll try to be nice.
Oh, now we're all please and thank you, are we? I'm afraid we're well beyond pleasantries. I'll allow you the opportunity to turn around, walk out that door, and never come back.
Poppy says in Hungary you have to learn at least 2 languages in school besides Hungarian. Thank you, Chris. Descansa. If I had 3 tubes of blood drawn, I would be in bed for the next 6 hours. She's in the kitchen doing chores. I'm not going anywhere with all those books.
Are you attempting to threaten me after I've been so hospitable? Well, then you won't be leaving here at all.
Obviously something. Those are the books. Oh my god, she's gonna roast me alive. Holy shiznizzle. We're gonna probably have to do that whole cutscene, that whole animation, conversation again. Probably. I bet I dropped this down in easy mode to be here.
Into my home, and how nice to meet you. So you're just... Ouch! Never should have come.
Did I just hit the block? She's like teleporting all over the field. That right there is a teleport. Oh, shit. Oh, do you have some sort of protection spell up? Gotcha, bitch. That staff has been coming in extremely handy. Control chamber quotient. I'm close to overweight. I'm not gonna loot anything. I'm just gonna get the books. We shouldn't say. Book 1. Wait, did she have a book on her? Oh man, I'm overburdened already. We're gonna have to probably ditch some stuff. Yep, you're carrying too much and are unable to run. I think I already own Sparks, so. Satchel, ticket, potion of healing, potion of destruction, bone meal. Garlic. Alright. What do we have that we can throw on the floor? Steel War Axe, drop. Steel Warhammer, drop. We're good. Quick save and exit. JK says most English-speaking main countries don't. In New Zealand, I was 13 before they tried to teach me French. Yeah, I never got the option to study a second language until I was probably 15. And then it was only Spanish. Might have been French, like Spanish and French. I got forced to go to a private Baptist school, and they didn't offer much of anything. Tom Furley says up here in New England, dual language programs are becoming more common, but still rare. The school my wife works at is English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Nice. Well, I think, yeah, it depends on where you live, Greg. Especially in recent years. So I grew up in Missouri. There was no Latin Americans living in Missouri when I grew up. Now, when I went back to visit, because my family lives there again now, and Chris and we've gone back there multiple times, and Springfield, Missouri is where I was born. And I took her to Springfield one day. It's been a few years ago, but she came up for like 5 months. And I took her around all the places that I grew up. And we went into Springfield, and it was like, there was some Jehovah's Witness girls downtown that were doing their thing, and they were speaking Spanish to each other. And I literally had to stop and be like, oh my goodness. And all of a sudden they were like, oh my God, this is a white dude speaking Spanish to us. And then Chris is with me, so she's like, oh my God, and he's with a Mexican. And suddenly we were speaking Spanish on the street in Springfield, Missouri, of all places. It was like, and then I started looking around, and it's like all the workers at like a lot of the restaurants are all Hispanic and speaking Spanish. And it had become a thing in the 20 some years that I had been away, where there had become this, rising population. So I think depending on where you live, especially if you're in the south part of the U.S., definitely a lot of people speak Spanish, especially if you're in like California, New Mexico, Nevada, New Mexico, all those places. Inky says, I went to Catholic high school and they taught Spanish, French, and Latin. Yeah, Texas has a lot of Spanish speakers. Yeah, I actually understand sometimes if I'm like, I can understand bits and pieces of things that I read in Latin, because Spanish has a root in Latin, and so you can see certain things and understand that, I know those words even if I don't necessarily know the entire structure of the sentence. It's very interesting how that works. Fire arrows. Ooh. Frost Miriam. Did you drink your coffee? Okay. It is. She's complaining that it's cold. Hang on, for all of you who are suffering in the United States this morning with the snowstorms, I'll tell you what the weather is here. And she says she's cold. It's 20 degrees Celsius or 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and she's over here with her shawl like, I'm cold. It's raining outside and I'm cold. They took your blood, that's what happened. Yeah, pobrecita. Exactamente. I can't believe they took 3 tubes of blood. That seems excessive. Doctor es un vampiro. Dude, I will take cold over the heat every day of the week, Allie, for sure. Return the books. I did free Orthan. I told him to find his own way out, though, so. Yeah, I know, right? Mr. Mickey's like, oh, the travesty while I sit in 4-degree weather.
I think I'll disturb the song.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of us.
¿Ah? ¿Quién, yo? Sí, yo puedo. Pero no voy a hacerlo, porque estoy flojo hoy. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for my daily walk today because it is kind of rainy outside, so I'm not.
I don't want to see you treating any
Oh,
of
you know
these
what? I
books
think
poorly.
our thermos is
Are we
getting
clear?
delivered. Let me check Amazon. Pretty sure our thermos is getting delivered today. It says tomorrow, but let me check here. If it arrived, no. Llega a la ciudad hoy, entonces me imagino que van a entregar hoy. There's a mosquito that's in here. No, I had it turned on earlier because the door was closed, but when you left and I put Blanca outside because I was listening for Ariste. See?
Well, well. And you
A la
seem to
parte
be
de abajo,
in
no.
one piece. Thank you.
No
I'll
deja
look these
abierto la
over
pieza
and
la parte de
inform
abajo, pero
Mirabelle if I
la
find
otra puerta
anything
sí.
relevant. Night of Tears, eh? I remember this one. Well, isn't that interesting? Did you read it yourself? If I recall it correctly, that has some interesting implications. You should mention that to Toldir. And here. I suppose you've earned these.
Nice. Racial phylogeny. Daughter of Nibbin. So he gave me some books.
Fight. Hell.
Oh, he gave me a whole bunch of books. Which are skill ups. I don't know which ones they all were, though. I have to go through here and just read them all. Because I don't, yeah. I don't know which ones of these are the ones that I've already read. I'm just going to have to go through here really quick. We already read that one. We already read that one. Okay, that's a ding. That was Daughter of the Nibbin. Alright, Alteration. We're going to go up here, and I think I get my first rank of Mage Armor. Now, come here, sir. I would like to sell
Hundreds
all
of
these
years
books
have
to
gone
you.
into assembling this. Assorted books.
I need to
scrolls.
sell
I'm sure you'll find
and stash
something
things in my
useful.
house before we do anything else, because I am like... overburdened on everything. Snow, it says I learned English by playing Skyrim,
Fight
and I'm
well.
Belgian. That's awesome. I met a guy when I was living in Cancun. Es Ramon, ¿verdad? Que toca guitarra. Ramon, Don Ramon. And Ramon was he's 20 years older than me, so he's in his 60s now. He was like a street guitarist, kind of a hippie dude. and missing some of his teeth, kind of a grungy hippie guy. He had learned English just from rock and roll, like classic rock from the 60s and 70s. So his whole thing was, he was a street musician and he spoke pretty good English. And he learned all of his English because he learned all of these songs to play when he was out plying his trade on the streets. So he had learned all of his language from music, So I think if you find something that inspires you, like a video game or, something like music, you can easily learn. Chris learns a lot of English from music. She listens to like Don Williams and who else? You're a big country fan. She listens to a lot of country music. And so she's learned, I mean, she obviously had already took class, but when we were in Mexico City, she went and got her degree in, what was the degree that you earned? I forget. She went to an English language school and got her degree because she was going to go teach. And so she went and got her certification. There's a certification that you can get if you're working your way up to being a teacher. And she went and got her certification in English, but then she has learned a lot of other stuff from her favorite musicians, and then through watching television shows, because I remember when we watched Deadwood was when she learned cocksucker. And that was the word of the month for like 2-3 months. Cocksucker. Because Swearinson's always running around. Cocksucker. That always made me laugh. So yeah, I mean, I think anytime you're going to spend a lot of time watching TV shows or listening to music, you're going to find
blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
You'll find ways to learn. You'll pick it up. Well, this guy never came back around for his Iron Warhammer of the Souls, so I'm selling it, and if he says anything, I will have to take him out. I'm not going to sell these. I'm going to stash these. Frodo. What's up, buddy?
Don't forget to check
just
inside the
wandering.
shop
I don't know
if
what
you
he
need
wants.
anything.
There's a nip in the air.
I think I bit my cheek in my sleep last night, Chris.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what a...
Huh? No. Oh, I see.
Saying, of course you don't.
It's locked for a reason.
Deadwood was great. Yeah, you can take that controversy opinion and you're free. Let yourself out. Game in 1990. Yeah, you can go ahead and let yourself out the door. I'm scared if they show any more of Fable. It's my favorite is, what did you just say? If they mess up Fable, I'm not sure Xbox will be able to recover. Fable is Xbox's last attempt to garner goodwill with what little Xbox fans remain. You do not speak for all of us, Game in 1990. I am a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber for 4+ years. I have a running Xbox Ultimate subscription. I play the vast majority of games that I play on this stream are Xbox games. Xbox Day 1 releases games. We're actually on the Xbox right now. And we can look at all of these amazing titles that I play on the Xbox. Day 1 releases like Outer Worlds 2, Stalker 2, Starfield, Game Pass games like Fallout 76, etc. The idea that Xbox is going to fail if Fable isn't being released as an Xbox exclusive. Xbox is not about the console. Xbox is about the ecosystem. Xbox has won the console war. There is no more console war. Xbox is everywhere. You don't need a console to play their games. You can have a PC, you can have a tablet, you can have a phone, you can have a handheld, you can play your Game Pass games anywhere, even with the Fire Stick. And all of the new releases for Xbox are also coming to the PS5. Not about the console. It's about the ecosystem. Xbox has won that war. Their games are coming everywhere. Anybody who is a fan of the Fable franchise is going to love the new game. End of story. The trailers looked awesome. The gameplay reveal is awesome. Fable is going to kick ass, and we are going to play multiple playthroughs of it when it come out. So, yeah, Bubbleonia says there's nothing more hilarious than those who mistake their subjective opinions for objective facts. Nobody plays Xbox games anymore. Xbox is failing, and if Fable doesn't do good, Xbox is gonna fail.
Everything's for sale, my friend.
No.
Everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a second.
I know you would.
I'd even buy. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them.
So
treasure.
feel free to let yourself out the door, because you're not going to find any like-minded people here who share that rhetoric on my channel or in my community, because we do not celebrate those types of mentalities here. We celebrate games, we play games, we love games, and if you also love games, you're in the right place. But if you're going to be a hyperbolic twat waffle who spreads that kind of negativity, you aren't welcome here. Like, Xbox is gonna fail. I'm terrified of Fable because it has black people in it. I'm scared because it's gone woke. You're gonna be able to play a female character. That means the game is woke. Oh, he doesn't have enough money to buy these things. 153. 2. I'm not selling the staves.
Do come back.
I might. Yeah, Xbox has won entirely. The ecosystem, for the moment. Yeah, the Steam machine is going to introduce an interesting middle ground for people who don't want to have like a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or spend a lot of money on like a gaming PC. What? Only idiots are concerned about Fable. But let's just put it that way. But Renfail, you're not concerned? No, because only idiots are concerned about Fable.
You know what's wrong with Skyrim
Only
these
an
days?
idiot is worried about a game
Obsessed with that.
succeeding or failing before it's ever come out. You have no frame of reference to judge a game until it's been out the door. And projecting your hyperbole onto something because you're afraid of black people or you're afraid of women
It's quite a problem
is
back home in
ridiculous, or
Cyrodiil.
you're afraid of DEI wokeness. The
Take a
moment you
look.
project that shit, you've already lost the battle. I don't have any additional... Let's see here. Just fire. I don't need the stamina potions. Skooma I'll hold on to. Fiery stamina. Skirmisher's potion. Who is that? Smeagol. Yeah, he used to be gone because he used to cough a lot when he was a kid. No, there's no such thing as a healthy degree of skepticism. Bye-bye, Gaiman. I told you before that I didn't want you spreading that hyperbole here, and you're continuing to spout it, so we're going to go ahead and ban you. If I give you a warning and I tell you that you shouldn't be pursuing that line of thinking and talking because I don't want that in my community, and you keep on doing it after you've already been warned, you will get banned, just like we did right there. So, you know, we're here to celebrate games and to have fun playing games. And anybody who tries to disrupt that, we don't
Come
want
back
them here.
anytime if you need a remedy.
This is not a Reddit thread. This is not a Reddit forum. This is not an Asmongold stream. This is a Renfail stream. And in a Renfail stream, we celebrate games, we celebrate game companies. We look forward to all the games that are coming out. Until such time as we play them, we have no authority or right to criticize because we just don't know. We have to wait till we play it, and only then, with hands-on time, can we determine, do we like it or do we not like it? What do we like? What do we not like? Anything that you do outside of that is pure hyperbole and is disruptive to the nature of the games that we play and the enjoyment that we get out of playing these games. If you want to be skeptical, that's fine. There is nothing wrong with being skeptical. But you have no authority and right to come into my streams and start ranting about how this game's going to fail because I think so. No. I thought the trailer looked great. I'm looking forward to the game. If you also thought the trailer looked great and you're looking forward to the game, you're in the right place. But if otherwise, there's the door, and if you can't let yourself out, I will punch you. This is not a free speech place. Purple Mountain Flowers. Have I played Witcher 3? I have indeed, multiple times. Blood and Wine is one of my favorite DLCs of all time. Bubbles says the only reason I don't play PS5 is because my youngest took the PlayStation with him when he moved out. Nintendo just needs a Zelda game for all to be right in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying?
I don't worry about, like, people, some people they worry about hype, games getting overhyped.
One of the guards said he
That's
saw a
literally
name
just
appear
a
out of thin
personal
air.
thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with being hyped. But if you, a good example of overhype is when people, like for example, when Starfield came out. I'll never forget the people who were up in arms after Starfield launched, who claimed that the game doesn't have manual landing and takeoff. They promised I was going to have landing and takeoff. They promised it was a flight sim. At no point in time in any of the marketing material had they ever said that you were going to be able to land and take off your ship. Ever. Never once did they ever say that. All they ever showed was a clip of the ships taking off and landing. And people took it in their heads and built it up to this thing where they thought that the game was going to have this feature when it was never talked about as a feature of the game. Why? Because they overhyped it. And some YouTuber out there was like, we're going to be able to do this with our ships. And all the gullible idiots went, oh, we're going to be able to take off and land with our ships. It's going to be a flight sim, just like Star Citizen.
Claimed it was one of those Sijic monks. Man's been hitting the schooner,
Yeah. So, that's on anybody who, correct, it was never in any of the official marketing. And that's the kind of stuff that people can get into if they allow themselves to overhype. JK says, but Renfail, black people and female characters are unrealistic. Only dark elf males should be allowed as the character option. There are some people out there. I haven't made that video yet about mocking the people who are calling the new Fable game woke because it has black characters in it. And there were no black characters in the Middle Ages, Dark Ages, or whatever. It's just, dude, there are some really stupid people out there. And I'm going to make fun of those stupid people every day of the week. Especially when it has to do with, like, racism, homophobia, and transphobia and stuff. Like, we're definitely going to fight back against that with every fiber of our being.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Oh, he's got all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, I'm not a fan of, like, all this, like, manual takeoff and landing and all that crap.
Did he now? Does he have information about our wonderful discovery?
He does. I found this book called Night of Tears.
Is that the one about something
That's right,
buried
Bubblelonia.
beneath
There were no
Sarkon?
magic dragons or giants in
Something
the
that
Middle Ages
men
either.
and Mare fought over? I'll have to make a point of rereading it. I don't recall the details. I just can't seem to tear myself away. Whatever this is, its beauty is like nothing I've ever seen before. If you'd allow me to indulge myself for a moment.
Oh, I've gotten
I
three
thought I might make a
notifications
few
today.
observations. I'm
Because
sure
we
you've
have been
already
actively
noticed the
banning
mark.
people on TikTok
Quite unlike anything we've
and
seen
mocking their stupidity. I've gotten 3
Alien,
warnings this
Glamour,
morning for
Daedric, not even
bullying.
Farmer. None of them are a match. Quite curious indeed.
So those
Now,
people
I'm
are
not
literally
sure that
clicking,
you're
he's
quite as
bullying
attuned as I
me
am, given
for
my
not allowing me to
extensive years
express
of
my
experience.
hatred of other people and ideas. He
This
banned me,
marvelous
he's bullying
object,
me.
it practically radiates magicka, and yet it's unlike anything I've felt before. Archmage Aaron is already hard at work, and hopefully we'll have more information soon.
I'm afraid I must
No,
intrude. It is urgent that I speak with your associate immediately.
This is most inappropriate. We're involved in serious research here.
Yes, I've no doubt of its gravity. This, however, is a matter that cannot
That's
wait.
right, the most self-proclaimed
Well,
alphas
I'm
are
sure I've never
the
been
most triggered
interrupted
snowflake
like this
betas.
before. The audacity. I suppose we'll continue this at some later time, when we can avoid interruptions.
I need you to come with me immediately. Let's go.
I have no reason to want to follow you.
Really? Well, allow me to clarify the situation. I'd like to know why there's someone claiming to be from the Sijic Order here in the college. More importantly, I'd like to know why he's asking for you, specifically.
It's none of your business.
So we're going to go have a little chat with him and find out exactly what it is
This
he
guy,
wants.
who is he that he thinks he's so arrogant? Yeah, aren't you just an advisor here?
Technically, that is true, but I still report to the Aldmeri Dominion, and I cannot ignore this situation. Don't worry. You can return to your petty squabbles and meaningless research as soon as this matter is resolved.
But when he says, of course, a civilization that invented grav drives is still working on autopilot because grav drives are lower on the tech tree. Like, the idea that you can't automatically land and take off is so silly.
Now, you are going
Your
to speak
fictional
to this
Sky Daddy
monk
loves me.
and find
Well,
out
you're
why
not allowed to
he's
talk
here,
about religion
and then
on
he will
my
be
channel,
removed
so
from college grounds.
Jesus might love me, but you know who loves you? The Aldmeri Dominion. Nocturnal loves you, Mangosaurus. That's who I pray to. We are coming up to the end, Blanket. We're 4 hours in. We'll be back this afternoon with some more fun, though. But we've got a little bit of gas left in the tank. Wrap up some storylines.
Please do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm.
Pastafarian is the way to go, Triggerfer. All hail this flying spaghetti monster.
It is good to meet you in person.
What's going on? What happened to everyone?
I'd simply like to talk to you. I've given us a chance to speak privately, but I'm afraid I can't do this.
That's
for
right,
long.
Zeus
We
is
must be
indifferent to
brief.
all of us, JK.
The situation here at your college is of dire
Praise Zeus! All hail Thor.
Attempts to contact you, as we have
Oye,
previously,
¿qué es esto?
have failed. I believe it is due to the very source of our concern. This object, the Eye of Magnus, as your people have taken to calling it.
Okay.
The energy coming from it has prevented us from reaching you with the visions you have already seen. The longer it remains here, the more dangerous the situation becomes.
Thanks for the resub,
And
Trigger,
so
for
I have come
13
here
months in a
personally
row.
to tell you it must be dealt with.
Thank you very much for that. If this is dangerous, though, why don't you do something about it?
I'm afraid it's not that simple. You must understand the Sijic Order does not typically intervene directly in events. My presence here will be seen as an affront to some within the Order. As soon as we have finished, I will be leaving your college. I'm all too aware that my arrival has aroused suspicion, especially in Onkano, your Thalmor associate. Nevertheless, my Order will not act directly. You
Yeah,
must
it's
take
still
it upon
snow day
yourself
for a lot of
to do
kids, so they're filling up the streams. What exactly is the problem?
As you may have learned, this object, the Eye, is immensely powerful. The world is not ready for it. If it remains here, it will be misused. Indeed, many in the Order believe it has already. Rather, something will happen soon. Something that cannot be
yeah,
avoided.
I agree with that, Lou. A polyatheist. There's many gods I don't care about, not just one.
We believe that your efforts should be directed towards dealing with the aftermath, but we cannot predict what that will be. I fear I have already overstepped the bounds of my Order, but I will offer this. Seek out the Augur of Dunlane here in your college. His perception may be more coherent than ours.
Why should I trust you or your order?
I presume you refer to Onkano's distaste for the Psijic Order.
No, that's just my
The
own
Tholmor
curiosity.
see our order as a threat because we have power, and we will not allow them to control us. I assure you that we mean you no harm.
What is the Augur?
He was once a student here at the college.
Sorry, who?
Now he is something different.
Where can I find him?
I am unsure. He is somewhere within the college. Surely one of your colleagues must know his location. I am sorry I cannot provide you with further help, but this conversation requires a great deal of effort on my part. Now, I'm afraid I must leave you. We will continue to watch over you and guide you as best we can. It is within you to succeed. Never forget that.
Never forget it. All right.
Were you about to say something?
That is a great stopping point, everybody, unless he's going to come in here and say something.
Well, what is the meaning of this?
Yeah, we're going to get through this
I'm
first.
sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Don't play coy. You asked to see a specific member of the college. Here he is. Now what is it that you want?
There's been a misunderstanding. Clearly, I should not be here. I shall simply take my leave.
What? What trickery is this? You're not going anywhere until I find out what you're up to.
Good luck with that.
I am not up to anything. I apologize if I have offended you in any way.
We will see about this.
All right. So he's grumpy, and I don't care because he's a total asshole. We're wrapped for the morning sessions, everybody. It is 9 a.m. local time. I am going to go do some work around the house, do some stretches. I can't go for a walk today because it's raining, so I'm going to do some exercises around the house. As always, if you're watching on Twitch, Kick, or TikTok, get over to YouTube because everything in between the streams happens over there. We got several interesting conversations this morning that we're going to clip out. 4 different videos that we got clipped out that I have to go clip out from this morning's stream. And we also have a video from yesterday that's going to go out this afternoon. And of course, as always, episodes roll out throughout the day on YouTube, so if you miss any of the live streams, you can either go back and watch the VOD, or you can catch the episodes as they come out in the playlist. I play a lot of games. This is one of them. This afternoon, I don't know what I'm streaming. Probably some more Tainted Grail, because I need to get through that game. But it's honestly, I'm kind of in one of those moods today where I'm kind of like, well, no, maybe we'll do something else this afternoon. Maybe I'll do some Elder Scrolls Online. Maybe I'll do some Starfield. Maybe I'll do some Star Wars: Old Republic. I don't know yet. It's probably going to be Tainted Grail, but you never know. So we'll see you at around 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Central Time for the afternoon stream. Until then, everybody, stay safe. Happy gaming. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the renovations. The renewals. My brain went renovations because we have workers on the house. Thanks for the renewals on Twitch and YouTube for those of you who are supporting Above and Beyond watching. Appreciate it. There's a new channel video up for channel members over on YouTube that went out the other day. And Mangosaurus claims he has more views than me on TikTok, and I could literally give 2 shits because we're going to ban you on my way out the door at the very end of the stream because you have come in and said multiple things, and it gives me no greater pleasure than to boot little bitches out the door. See you next time, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.